So things didn't quite go to plan, sir. Kuba, that's his name by the way, made a server and things went crazy. 2,800 players, 3.5 years of playtime in 4 goddamn months. Explosives like no one has ever seen before.
What's the issue, son?
Nothing good lasts forever, sir. Corruptions, lack of events, and fucking formcraft.
What's wrong with Homecraft?
The fucking load time, sir.
It can't be that long.
30 goddamn minutes we had to wait, sir.
I stand corrected.
So we can't sustain this sort of ecosystem. We need it to end.
Shit. Can someone get in contact with Sai?
I do not believe that's an option, sir.
It would appear our hands are tied. We have to end the season.
But sir, all the progress, over 3 years lost.
Listen to me, son. We're not dealing with Minecraft players. We're dealing with goddamn monsters. Lil Ponich has wasted more of his parents' electricity than anyone could expect. Carps and Yao has completed nearly every mega quest on the server. Modpack has made hundreds of new players quit. Housestable figured out fucking quantum physics. Kedron cooperated an entire team of entitled brats. And all the meanwhile, Dr. Nox and Coda Reality has consistently played the whole goddamn season. A new season is the only thing these monsters will understand.
But what of this season, sir?
It will be remembered. The first ever season of Kuba's modded factions.
And the players, sir?
Their stories will live on, and one will live on as champion of Season 1.
So you don't mean...
Yes, son. A final battle to determine who was the best player of Season 1.
Doesn't that sound a little bit elaborate, sir?
And I'm setting it in space!
Sir...
And I'm letting them use anything they bring. And once we have a winner, we'll give in our prefix and reward for Season 2.
And when will Season 2 start?
I don't know, like give me a week or something? I don't know, that should probably be enough time.
The 1st of July it is. Inform the people of the battle details.
Yes, sir. What time are we starting?
11 PM BST, 6 PM ET, and 3 PM PT.
Sir, isn't that a bit of a dick move being so late for Europeans?
I know, it will affect me too. It's a Friday, but I'm sure it will be fine, right, Kuba?
My girlfriend's gonna fucking kill me. Hey all, post making video Kuba here. As you can see, the Stormtrooper skin is on. Yeah, that was kind of like the last little scene that I recorded for this. It is currently 2 AM in the morning, and I'm going around and I am placing down a few turrets here and there around the battle arena for today. So yeah, be warned, there is some turrets, and the turrets are kinda stacked 50-50. So, probably not the greatest idea to get close to the corners and other things like that. However, at the same time, there is some loot to be found actually around the battle arena. Some might even turn the tide of war for a lot of players. So even if you feel like, I'm not exactly prepared for this, who knows, maybe you'll get lucky and be able to grab something from one of the places, which I don't want to spoil particularly. I don't think there's anything else to mention about the event tomorrow. Honestly, probably a lot more scuffed than initially planned, but hey, when isn't one of our events a little bit more scuffed than initially planned? Including, actually, now I think about it, this video bit, so it's scuffed, because that's... Ooh, everything's moving around now. Yeah, that's meant to be, like, my webcam there. Let's just delete that, sorry. Had a job interview, so, you know, had to have your webcam active. Went good, actually. It turns out that I have been hired. It was good. Like, took them 1 day to respond. Felt pretty cool. Where's the corner of this goddamn arena? But yeah, this is just like kind of a chill after the video commentary. Mainly saying thanks to all of you. Like, it's honestly kind of insane how well Kuba's Modded Factions has went for Season 1. Hopefully we can keep growing in the future. I've got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, which is why events and stuff haven't been quite as frequent, and also video content. You know, final year of university, had to write like a 35,000 word dissertation, and get a bunch of different modules and stuff finished up. I think that's every corner now, but we'll see. Had to get all that finished up. But honestly, it kind of paid off. So far, all the grades have been coming back around the 80 to 90% range, which is pretty cool. Obviously, the job interview went quite well, got that going. and with the university, Kuba's mod factions is being helped funding-wise. Oh yeah, we've got the turrets in every corner now, I believe. It's the one down here. Yep. Cool, every corner's turreted up. Lovely, lovely. So with everything's getting set up as a proper business now, and we're actually getting a little bit of external funding potentially in the near future. So essentially what I'm saying is that the future of the server seems bright. Obviously, even if player base and player numbers decline, I expect the server to stay up for, I don't know, a year, 2 minimum, even with no player activity, based on the revenue that we've generated and this additional funding. It should be a place that you can feel comfortable staying for the long term. You know it's going to stick around, it's worth learning and investing and being part of the community. But, you know, everybody's different, everybody wants something different, sometimes we're not the place for everyone. But, again, Season 1 has been kind of insane. No, let's go back to spawn. It has been kind of insane. Obviously, numbers are kind of down now since the season's wrapping up. But there has been a lot of great stuff. Obviously, a lot of mistakes too, you know. Not just from player standpoint, but from my own standpoint, you know, despite the lack in time, I definitely could have tried get a few issues ironed out. Formcraft, honestly, Formcraft was the biggest pain, I think, at the end of the day. I'm assuming in Season 2 we'll probably still have quite a few crashes here and there. I think we've got a lot of those ironed out for early days of the server, but in the end of the day, I mean, things kind of get crazy. I mean, A2 currently is I don't even know what it's doing. It's literally exploding behind the scenes. It's like, hey, NBT data is just too big. I'm like, what do you mean it's too big? Your storage mod, it goes, you guys have stored too much stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? There's only like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of AE2 systems around the map doing stuff. And it's like, that's too many. That's too many. We're just going to explode. And I'm like, please don't explode. And it's like, nope, we're going to crash you now. And I'm like, well, how do I fix this? And there just really is no fix. So, looks like we're going to be slightly limited by that. With that, actually, we've got a few things planned for Season 2, but that's the issue. You kind of have to do a map reset to fix some of these issues. So hopefully we'll have a bit of a more stable time in Season 2. But I think primarily Formcraft being removed will allow us to at least reboot the server in a far more efficient manner. I mean, currently I had to be crazy efficient at fixing things because, well, if I screw up once, the server's down for another 20 to 30 minutes just because Formcraft took so long to boot up. So, with that being said, Formcraft is definitely being removed. But I do want to add some more magic mods. I have one or two that I really like the look of. In fact, if you guys have any magic mods, it's obviously getting a little bit late since 1st of July is the planned release date. But if you do have any good magic mods to suggest, I would love to have a look. I think notably we've obviously got Botania. I'm looking into somebody's made like their own custom version of Ars Magica 2 essentially, which is a little bit less overpowered than the original, which fair enough. The original you could just crash people's computers just because you could, why not? Which obviously would be a little bit overpowered. So I'm okay with being a little bit not that. But on top of that, I haven't really been able to find too many magic mods that are not crazy overpowered or have interesting concepts. So if you have something, even if it's like a smaller mod, hit me up with it, and I'll definitely have a look at it. So just comment down below, or I don't know, DM me or something. I don't know, server suggestion even. We've got a server suggestion form, which I do check from time to time, even though it seems like I don't. There's just so many responses. Like I'd have to sit down and respond to everybody. I try and respond to ones that are important, but my God, there's so much constantly being suggested. It really is hard to keep up. And obviously, you know, all of our stuff and stuff is voluntary. I don't want to put everybody on blooming suggestion duty and going through and slumming through all this stuff. But I think I've been doing quite good, generally speaking, with developing a better and more efficient schedule in life and pushing myself a little bit harder to work longer hours and longer times. And now that, you know, university's calming down a little bit, and stuff is calming down, I think it should be a lot of fun to really jump back into it and get into the spirit of things, be super active again. Hopefully going to be getting more and more videos ironed out. I've got a few new time-saving tricks and bits that I've been developing as well. I haven't just been not uploading content. I have actually been sitting there and practicing new editing techniques and actually new plugins for Premiere Pro where you can actually get a few templates and stuff made. Just generally trying to ease my workflow a little bit, make things a little bit nicer. So that's kind of the gist we're going with that. Trying to get more content out, trying to get the season 2 up and running and operating better. And if not operating better, at least not having to wait goddamn 30 minutes for Formcraft to reboot. That was honestly, I just couldn't believe it. I've used Formcraft in the past. I didn't push it to this extent in 1.12 ever before, even during the testing phase. I don't think any of us ever really expected that the world size, like just people exploring the chunks, would cause Formcraft to just panic so much, because essentially it generates like an aura cache in each chunk. So for every new chunk that is explored by a player, it adds it to that amount of chunks that it needs to generate aura for. At least that's my understanding of it. I'm not gonna lie, there was one moment where where we had the source code open, and I was ready. I was ready to give the go ahead for somebody to go, okay, if the chunk is in Overworld, just skip it, because I feel like that would have been really funny, but also at the same time it probably would have broken the entire Formcraft mod entirely. So probably not worth doing it. But goddamn, that was a close call. I was sitting there, I was ready. Yeah, it kind of sucks because the documentation for Formcraft and stuff, it's actually all mostly open source to a degree where you can actually like go and edit code and you won't get attacked by the Formcraft guy. I mean, not like you'd be on the internet to even slap your wrist on it. But the issue is it's just actually trying to understand what's going on there and what the issue is. It's a little complex. It's some parallel processing, like waiting in conjunction. It's complicated. It's complicated. But yeah, that kind of was definitely the biggest issue, I think, and something we've definitely learned from in the time that we've ran season 1. And yeah, hopefully we've got a bright future ahead of us. Should be rather fun to see where it goes. I'm probably gonna have to get a new spawn built. I wonder how close to the release date I'll decide to do that. Maybe I could reuse this one, but is it really a season 2 if you reuse the same spawn? Like, I'm pretty sure I've used this statue for the previous thing anyway. Is my eye grey? My eye's not meant to be grey. I assume maybe somebody swapped this out using a mod or something. Oh, no, my green eye's back there. Weird. There we go, much better. But yeah, I like my little desk. Honestly, if there's anything from this I want to bring over, it's this little desk. This little like headboard. I actually ended up really finding this funny. I mean, some of these freaking Sai over cheese, great, well done, Sai. Of course you added that. And this village as well. Val did an amazing job building all this. I'm really sad that I never actually got to finish the Explorer for this. I actually had a really cool idea of the Explorer, but who knows? Season 2. I'm sure, you know, maybe from the start we'll actually have the Explorer this time around. I tried. Did we fix NPCs in the end? Oh, apparently we didn't. My God, whew, things just went over my head, didn't they? My gosh. I do be forgetful. Maybe I should bring them back for tomorrow. So, I don't know what people are gonna get. I don't know if they plan on getting stuff from the black market for the fight. I don't think it really matters much to people at this point. I don't think there's anything else notable to really mention. Oh, I'd love to upload this world as a full like release, as in have it be world down, like you download the world essentially, because I think we've got the storage space for it now on Dropbox and stuff, where I could technically do it. But the issue is, it would be kind of a breach of a lot of different factions' strategies if you just, you know, went on, found the player data, and went over to the base and saw what they were doing the whole time, and it's like, oh well, this was a cool strategy that nobody thought of. Why don't we use this? Because we just explored it. Which I guess is a skill in itself. But I think the bigger concern is the fact that you literally wouldn't be able to load it. or if you did, it wouldn't be any use. Because in 1.12, despite the fact that the IDs appear to be Minecraft :2 or whatever the hell it is, they actually still use numeric ID to some degree, meaning that a lot of the modders were a little bit lazy and didn't want to actually complete IDs properly. So when you actually take this server world and save it onto your regular world, it just crashes. Quite frankly, it does not have a good time because the IDs get shifted and blocks become different blocks. So for instance, like it can be something as simple as like that the like modded blocks in this sign become different modded blocks. Like this, I think distinctly I remember on my computer, this drill bit becomes purple, like purple concrete and stuff like that. And you know, to some degree, that's not the biggest issue. But for example, tinker smelteries become tinker vines, and then those get tick updated, and that starts crashing the server. That starts crashing your computer because as they start breaking apart, and then some things get changed to be blocks that aren't really meant to exist in that sort of state. So like RF tools, for instance, some of their more naturally occurring stuff and like common machinery becomes various types of shields, and shields aren't really meant to exist on their own. So if an entity like a zombie or something steps into that shield, it instantly just crashes your client. So it's not great. It literally would not be any use to anybody for me to upload the world, sadly, unless you had an exact copy of the ID system that the server uses. But quite frankly, I'm not even entirely sure how to do that. I haven't fully looked into it, but from memory, I think I did it once in the past. It was a bit of a nightmare, so I've kind of been avoiding to use that method. I'm trying to think of anything else I'm mentioning. Oh, with with a lot of the corruptions that have went on this season, a lot of that seems to stem down to actually additions. So that is kind of on the chopping block for season 2, notably. I think it's possible that a lot of it will be getting fixed as time goes on because the Magma Foundation team has actually started working with the Moist team. Sounds really sus, but essentially it's two different jar developers for servers just starting to communicate with one another, where one is notably very good for bucket support within the Forge space, and the other is very good at Forge support with plugins strapped on top. So the fact that they're working together should in theory produce a really nice and cool environment in the future. That would actually be really, really cool. I say that though, but their latest update completely broke the server. It just wouldn't start. Like, you press a start button, it just wouldn't do anything. So I had to actually revert version. But I'm sure, you know, eventually they'll figure out all the kinks and stuff. It's a big problem. But, you know, they'll get through it, and hopefully there'll be a more stable server at the end of it. But yeah, season 2 hopefully will be a bit of a blast. We've got a few interesting mods being added and a few things being removed here and there. It should make the meta a little bit different than what it currently is. Not like the current meta is bad, especially after some of the PvP balancing we've done. But there's plenty more to come, and there's plenty more to experience, I feel like. So yeah, I don't know, quite frankly, how long I've been talking. I've been talking for 16 minutes. Sheesh, okay, I didn't expect this to be a 16-minute commentary at the end of the video. But here it is. Apparently it's me just chatting for 16 minutes. Kind of mild, kind of wild. But yeah, I guess I just want to say at the end of the day, thanks guys. It's been a hell of an experience. I really didn't expect it to peak as heavily as it did, or do as well as it did. Like it's just nuts. It's just nuts. I still look at the numbers, and it kind of blows my mind. I mean, you know, we're a channel of what, like 3,000 subscribers, and we've had nearly the same amount of players on the server as we've had subscribers. Like, clearly the server is reaching far beyond just our YouTube audience, which is always great to see. Whee! Whoop! Parkour gang. Ah, there we go. I'm definitely not getting distracted, guys. It's fine. It's fine. We've got like another 20-minute chat upcoming. That is a lie, but I should really be ending it soon. But at this point, you know, we're kind of hitting that parkour rhythm, and I don't particularly want to end it. Oh no, I screwed up the spacebar. No. Terrible, terrible. Could not be me. But yeah. Thanks for playing. Thanks for being around. Plenty of stuff to come. I'll see you there. Peace.